Hey guys, hope everything's going well. You guys know that drill. Smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and also subscribe to my finance channel. Just type in AIH Finance on YouTube. And also follow me on Instagram at AIH underscore sports. I'm almost at 200 followers, so I'm making a run at it. Anyways, I want to talk today regarding, once again, my favorite topic, the pumpers and the flippers. And I noticed a common theme. I was looking at videos earlier this week, or it must have been over the past weekend during the Super Bowl. And if you go to their popular videos, just look at all of these channels, look at their popular videos, you can see that some of their most viewed videos were during the top of the market in sports cards, where some people were getting over 20,000 views, some people got over 100,000 views, and everyone was high-fiving each other. Everyone saying like, "Oh man, what a great move, man. That was fantastic." And you could just conclude from that, just 1 year later, that was the blow off top. And I talked about this in my other video about being objective. The people last year were not being objective at all. They had their blinders off. They thought that this was easy money. And guess what? It's not. And reality is kicking in. And if you could see from these content creators, they used to do videos quite frequently on YouTube. And I was doing videos maybe 3-4 days a week, not as much. I wasn't even talking about sports cards in some of my videos last year because I didn't know what to talk about. I just saw, okay, cards are probably going to be going down, and if I'm going to buy something, it's going to be really selective. And then I was like, hey, autographs seem to be not in demand, so I'm going to buy them at a cheaper price, or what seems to be at a cheaper price than what would have been maybe earlier that year or late in 2020. Regardless. And it's just quite interesting that the sports card community won't highlight this. I mean, there are some channels, and I get it. Some people may not want to get into unnecessary drama because guess what? They're doing this for fun. They're doing this to relieve stress. They don't want to have these crazy commenters, ankle biters, whatever you want to call them. Just give them a headache. Okay, they're just here to relieve stress and not for just calling out this behavior. But once again, this needs to be called out. And obviously, people make mistakes. I've made mistakes in my past, and I have figured out, okay, this is, and I used to do in videos, okay, this is what I said, and this is what I did wrong in my analysis. And you move forward. And you really don't see that too much. And a lot of people, in my opinion, they don't understand the basics of the collectibles market. And long story short, in an inflationary environment, collectibles do well. So yes, some collectibles are still, or sports cards are still holding up, but those days are probably going to be over in the next few years. And I don't think many people have figured that out. And in my opinion, there's an advantage to this. And I've said this numerous times. People can still make money in this space. It's just going to be like 2019. You got to find a player that no one's looking at, find the rookie card in the high PSA 9, PSA 10 slab, and the rookie that a card that is well known for that player. And if they exceed expectations, someone like DeMar DeRozan, for instance, then okay, his card value is going to go up. So for the short-term guys, there are still opportunities, but you got to be really selective and you got to really bet on the right player, and that's going to be very challenging in my opinion. But regardless, Going back to some of these older videos, I'm just looking at it, and some people obviously are changing their strategies. I've changed my strategies too. In 2019, 2020, I was more aggressive, but I've been selling since 2021. And I sold a little bit here and there in 2020, but that has just been my strategy. Just sell all this stuff that I bought earlier because there's still somewhat demand, and that demand will eventually wane away. Just like we're seeing in the YouTube hobby right now. Not YouTube hobby, just on YouTube. I see at least 4 content creators that barely do any videos now. And this is just year 1 of the depression in sports cards. Okay, what's going to happen in the coming years? Are they just going to shut down? Are people going to stop doing these videos? So that's just something to note. And like I said, they're changing their strategies, and they may go from one market to the other. So, for instance, I noticed some people were hyping up modern basketball. Now, some of them are going into F1. And I'm thinking to myself, that's just flat out crazy. And the thought process for some people may be like, wait, F1, no one's buying, it's not liquid, and then I could potentially pump and dump this onto my fans. If you have enough people to buy into this, then they're going to buy these cards at an elevated value. So the first ones in will make the huge money, and then the last ones, well, they're going to be the first ones out too. LIFO. Last one in, first one out. They're going to get burned. And it's quite unfortunate people are falling for this. And you're going to see more chicanery going on, more hanky panky going on in this hobby. Some people are going to be like, hey, just be positive. No, you got to be objective. If you do not say, hey, look at some of these content creators, what they were saying a year ago when they were getting the most amount of views, and now no one really calls them out because everyone to a certain extent is connected to one another. Maybe someone wants to get that interview, maybe someone wants to potentially do a business deal with them because they have so many subscribers. It could help them for whatever reason. And I'm going to talk about some of these conferences coming up and how some people are labeled as experts when they're not really experts. And it's quite unfortunate that people still defend them. People need to be objective. And unfortunately, I think a lot of people are going to get hurt. A lot of people actually have gotten hurt. If you go back to February of last year and you look at the values of these cars, I've mentioned this before, Fleer 86, right? It's cut in half. And according to Card Ladder, I think it went to below $300,000 again. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, if they've seen another auction. It's more than that. But going from $700,000 to under $300,000, right? This card was probably pumped up during the height. Those guys are underwater. And then you go now to a normalized interest rate environment. Sure, there's going to be some inflation. And then on top of it, we're going to return back to normal in our economy. So people are going to go on vacation more. They're going to feel comfortable. They're going to do away with the masks probably in the coming weeks and months ahead throughout the U.S. If things are back to normal, you're spending your money on normal things, or back what you used to do in 2019, 2018, who's going to be buying all these sports cars? There will still be demand, but in my opinion, I'm going to call it the sports card cartel. They're going to probably take some of these YouTubers, some of these influencers to hype this stuff up, to pump this stuff up. I could be wrong, but I would not be surprised. And I will be doing a video about the sports card cartel. in the coming weeks as well. But regardless, think what needs to happen is, if the influencers do not call this out, or if they do not highlight uh, the mistakes they've made, or even they do not talk about what is bullish for collectibles or what's bearish for collectibles, even if they have the right intentions, if I'm reading them wrong, what may potentially happen in the next few years is that people are going to get really mad who've lost a lot of money over the past few years, and they're going to start blaming the influencers. And like I said, some of these guys may be good at heart, and I've exchanged probably some comments with them here and there. They may have the best intentions out there, but the I don't know if you want to call it the mob, but some individuals, some people that have lost all this money, they're just going to go at them in the comment section. I mean, maybe you could see some crazy confrontation. I don't want to see any violence. Maybe there could be like crazy confrontation at some of these sports card shows. And I always tell people, hey, be civil, be polite. But I just don't see that happening if the card market keeps on going down and no one takes accountability for what they've stated. And I try to tell people, okay, here's what I did right, here's what I did wrong, and here's what I'm going to do for my analysis. And once again, it doesn't matter if someone is wrong. It's just stating, hey, this is what I did wrong, and this is what I'm going to do moving forward so this stuff doesn't happen again. And in my opinion, a lot of people still have not researched the basics of collectibles. For me, it's pretty easy to understand because I've traded gold stocks, silver, and that market, the commodity sector. So I understand the interest rates and how it affects this market, specifically positive interest rates versus negative interest rates. And that's a concept that a lot of people need to learn, in my opinion, if they want to invest and speculate in this market. Anyways, once again, for the collectors, collect what you want. Just make sure to spend your money wisely. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think. Smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't, comment down below, guys. Thank you. Bye.